Hello guys and welcome to what is round 2 of the SFR G Championship. You join us at very sunny Australia, Mount Panorama Bathurst, and yeah, just included the roll up to the start here. Just we finished P2 in qualifying. It's pretty close, but as we're coming up to the line here, P1 lags off a little bit, so we end up getting the jump in P1. I was very concerned about giving the position back, but I do leave the space coming into Hell's Corner, as you'll see. So thank you for joining us. Been a little while now to get this up. Green light. So yeah, the edit was done yesterday, so I'm doing my best to explain. Yeah, leaving the space into Hell's Corner now and up the mountain straight. Very conflicted to give the position back. It's a 90-minute race, and you know, I don't want to gain a position like that, but I don't say I did too much wrong. So yeah, AMG power up the mountain straight now, up into Griffin's Bend. I think tyres are still very cold at the minute. Be very wary with this one. If you hook it up on the outside, it can be dangerous, so I think I shifted it into second just to make sure I was coming around there. So yeah, navigated Griffin's Bend without dying. As you see on the first lap here, a few cars further back had a big accident, 10-car pile up into what is the cut-in now. That's a tricky one in the AMG. The Bentley behind me was rapid coming up across the mountain now. Through the cut-in, into Quarry Corner, through Reed Park now. Up over the crest into, is it Solomon Park? It is. Past Philippi Park and into the Skyline section. I had to feather the throttle the entire race coming through this bit. The Bentley seemed to be just flat out. It made loads of time through this section, so yeah, just being brave on the brakes here, doing my best not to get any damage, but we seem to have navigated the dipper there and the S's. Coming into Forest Elbow now. Another tricky one. Like to keep it in second gear for it, so yeah, I played around with the AMG a little bit because this is another round that got disconnected on, so I realised from the first race that the Bentley was pulling out on a straight line, so I'd knocked 3 wing off the back and a couple off the splitter and seemed to have the advantage now coming up the Conrod straight, so I was able to pull a little bit, but the Bentley was just so mighty across the top of the mountain. You could pull out a second, so any time I'd gained was give and take, but as you'll see, it was a very close race, so yeah, into the chase now. It's a great corner when you get it right. Bit of a pain in the ass, so I must admit the brake marker got taken out a couple of laps in, which really threw everyone off. So that's the first corner of Mount Panorama. P1 at the minute, a little bit of a gap, but you know the gap was really close the entire race. So let's see what the edit does now. Yeah, we're lap 3 now, and you're seeing just the, yeah, I included this. Look at the Bentley behind me. Just, I was really worried he was going to have a go into Skyline and through this section. Yeah, lad in front having a bit of a mare there, so having to come off the throttle just a little bit. It was very give and take with the traffic with the pair of us. Yeah, just coming past a lap car now. They had a massive accident, 10-car pile up. Hopefully I've got the edit picture for YouTube, but yeah, big thanks to Sharpbait to coming out the way there in the Lexus. Thank you, buddy. That's what I've included it for. Yeah, that's still half second behind, very close. I think this is another blue flag, so thank you very much, dude, in the Porsche. Magin. I'll get there with the names, it's still relatively new to me, but yeah, it's coming up the start finish now, and 0.5 of a second. It was super close, so I think I make an accident here. This is it, yeah, I've got a little bit too deep into there, and the Bentley is now just all over me, so I'll try and defend the inside line. A bit wary about him cutting back across, so I stuck there, which gives him a good line into this corner, so giving the room to race. You know, we're only 10 odd minutes into this, 7 laps down, and we've managed to pull a bit of a gap. Jmurr did very well in the other Bentley too, but side by side now into Hell's Corner, and yeah, I just had to come onto the brakes a little earlier there to make sure there were no contact, but AMG territory now into the draft, and you stick one back up, don't seem to be gaining on him until we really come across the dip here, so yeah, just trying to pull out the draft a little bit. Quite surprised he gave me the inside, or looked like he was going to give me the inside, but yeah, there's a long race and there's plenty of time to attack and not attack, and that really isn't the time. But the Bentley, the dude drove like an absolute beast across the mountain. He really did. He was really fast. So what's lap 8 now, and back on the Bentley's tail. This was it, guys. The entire race of 90 minutes. Me and this dude were glued to each other for the lap deltas, but unbelievably quick across the mountain. In fact, the whole lap, like, it was very give and take, but definitely had a lot of pace in the first and second stint. So yeah, an hour 20 to go on the clock. It's pretty good into Hell's Corner there. Speaking a little bit more on the SFR G, we've got Nürburgring coming up on Sunday, so that should be a good upload there. It's only a 60-minute one, so we got a little bit of a break here. So yeah, getting that draft now. having another look at the Bentley. Coming off the brakes again. It's still a long race. There's still plenty of time to work this out, but yeah, it does a really good a job of covering the line. And like I say, once we get to the mountain bit, that Bentley is just gone. So yeah, pulled out a second over the course of a couple of laps, and this is another lapped car there. Snake, I think he got caught up in the accident there. He's gonna go in deep on the brakes and let me by too. So massive props to Snake for doing that as well. That's why I include the clips like I do. But yeah, Mazda now's really putting in those lap times. Still just trying to give him a look, trying to make him look in the mirror rather than at the apex of the corner. About an hour to go now. So yeah, the whole entire race was unreal, separated by not a lot. Yeah, I don't know why there's the clips included here. We end up right on each other's tail. We did. Yeah, Bentley getting a little bit sideways, having to come off the gas there, but there's nowhere to go over the mountain when you're evenly matched like this. But watch this Bentley now, where I have to feather the throttle through these sort of bits. It looks like he's just flat, man, which is crazy. It's great to watch. Really on the limit, but yeah, just the amount of time he's able to pull through that. So we had some yellow flags. Like I said, the traffic was very give and take. Like we'd hit traffic, and I think that's Jeffrey coming out the way there. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'd hit traffic. One of us would get held up, and then the other one was, but it was very give and take sort of thing. So yeah, Maz and pull out a little bit more time here now. And we're coming up to the point now where we're pitting, and I believe we are pitting this lap too. So yeah, the plan was to not go with any tyres, but if you see the pressures on the gauge there, they're very down, and that will just continue to drop, and with an hour to go it's a risk, so we decided to swap the tyres over. It's a good pit in. Okay, and straight up on the Jackson, back out again. I think I included just a pit exit just to show you where we came out of. I think it was P5, but you know, there's a few guys in front that need to pit, like the Ferrari and whatnot, for example. So we're in here, yeah, and Mazem's just pitted now and come back out of the pit, so that's the gap. It was like 3.5 seconds, but as you see, it's got held up a little bit through over the mountain with the Ferrari not wanting to lose any time really, so that gap has come back down now. So where it was 3.5, it's now 1. Halfway point of the race too. Nice director doing his job. So yeah, it takes me even another lap or whatever to manage to sort of pull up onto these guys here. Now, like I say, with the traffic, it was give and take. He definitely lost a little bit of time there, but as you're going to see, it's the same happened with me. You know, the guys are not warranted to actually get out of your way. It's a case of, you know, wherever they feel it's right to do. So you've really got to take your time with this sort of thing. And you know, this is a 90-minute race, and to lose it over something stupid like coming together with a back marker would be ridiculous. But in all fair, we are within a second, so he should be getting the blue flags. But it's going to be difficult now for the Ferrari ahead to come out of the way, especially coming up the mountain. Plus, yeah, in practice too, we blocked that lap coming into this section. He braked. I'm not quite sure, but he nearly come to a standstill. So I was very wary following the guy in the first place. So, and we're just stuck in this position now across the mountain, just like Marsden was the lap before, and the second gap that was there is just starting to eke out a little bit. The Bentley and himself were absolutely beast mode, especially coming across the top of the skyline. But yeah, just on the back of the Ferrari now, coming across into the S's. And like I say, it's very difficult for anyone to do the Ferrari into the forest elbow now. Get a good drive out of there, which I'm thankful for, because I'm pretty sure he would have just raced us the entirety down there. But yeah, backs off a little bit, lets us through. So onto the Conrod straight now. I've even put the indicators on just to say thank you for moving. It's not easy. And then we're going to do a lap, I think. So what are we now? The gap is 3.4, and he's managed to get around the Merc ahead as well. So like I say, with the traffic, it was really give and take where we'd catch him. And the time and the advantage that we'd have over each other was sort of neutralised all throughout the race. It really was a good race. Props to Tyrone Green here as well. I think it included it. He come out of the way just through the S's. I wasn't quite expecting it. I was expecting him to sort of wait until we come through the dipper, I think, and then at the forest elbow, sorry, and then, but he comes out the way there, perfect. What a guy. So thank you for that, dude. I think I put the indicators on coming around here. Had a bit of an issue at 44 minutes. One of the clips came off the wheel. I do thank him with the indicators, yeah. So cheers, bro. That was a good thing to do. So we've got yellow flags here, and there was a car parked flat across the road. As I'm coming over the hill, I'm having to back off he quits to pit. Now Marsden in front is obviously, you know, he's come up on that first and that car's been there, so he's had to slow right down. And like I say, with the traffic, it was give and take with it, you know. So we're back within a second or two now of Marsden, whereas the gap was quite big. But yeah, my click came off at 44 minutes and my wheel was jolting in my hand. I've never tried to put something on so fast in my life, but literally had to do half the mountain with half of the, clipped in. So coming up onto sharp bit again, he did come out the way earlier, but I think he gets tangled up here, and you know, half an hour to go within a couple of seconds of the leader, and something like that is totally out of your hands. But yeah, props to him for not pulling back onto the line. So there's the gap at the minute. Look at what he's pulled out there with 20 minutes to go. It was 7 seconds, so he's really put the hammer down now. But I think I start managing to put in some half decent laps at that anyway. I think there's a Porsche again, yeah, just having, it looks like his steering's all messed up, so props to him for coming out the way again there and being aware of that while he's having an accident. So coming around the corner now, what we're in with Marsden is 6.5 ahead. We're up again now onto the timing boards, and that gap's now 5.6. Again, coming up on Marsden now, what's the gap? Gap is 4.9, so you know, we're gaining and gaining as the time's coming down here. I think this is Snake and the Ferrari coming out the way at the top of Skyline. Not easy to do so. Thank you very much, buddy, appreciate that. I think we have another one with the Ferrari, I think. Not sure if he'd had an accident or what the case was there, but he was definitely wary of where I was on track. So yeah, we're in 4 seconds of Marsden now, so really putting in those laps. We were in the 202s for the majority of the last stint, so yeah, that gap's coming down now to Marsden in front, and it's just a case of 10 minutes to go. Can we close in on him and make an effort and a move? A couple attempts faster every lap now, so I think the Bentley's tyres are sort of going off now. Good lap last time around by him though, but we were another attempt faster, so that gap is slowly coming down. It's 3.2, 4 minutes to go, and you know, it's the horse and the hare kind of here, but 90 minutes guys, and this is what the separation is here. 2.5 minutes to go, a couple of attempts faster that time around, and we're within 2.5 seconds of Marsden now. Coming on to the last lap now, and I'm trying to give it everything, I really am, but you put a solid lap in there, and the time's down to 2 seconds, and this is it guys. I just ran out of laps in the end, but 90 minutes of an endurance around Mount Panorama, and you finish within, what's the gap, 1.2 now? And I'm pretty sure it was under a second we gained through this little section here, so, you know, 90 minutes race and we're separated by that much. Congratulations to Marsden and to Jmurr for picking up the other podium. There was a hell of a crash on the first lap, and yeah, just pulled up with him and congratulated him. What a drive, and the Bentley was absolutely mighty, but it takes the driver too to get the Bentley to do that. So congratulations to Marspam. Thank you to all the boys who managed to come out of the way and be very wary about the race lead. And as always, I include on the Legends list at the end, and plus you can't quit to pit, so you do need to come around and box yourself as the rules state. So I just showed this on the end, and luckily enough get the Legends list on the end there too. So yeah, an hour there guys, and we're separated by a second, so looking forward to the Nürburgring. The Merc's not the best there, but we'll give it everything. Thank you guys, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, peace and love.